I have always waited for an old wise man to appear in my life, sitting on a bench beside me, giving lessons and advices about how to believe in my dream, to push me when I'm about to give up, to inspire me from time to another, and most importantly, to share with me what life has taught him. But unfortunately, this old wise man hasn't showed up yet. And not only that, almost after reading any book about leadership, public relations, emotional intelligence, and these sort of things, I wonder, why aren't we taught these in the school? And as days go on, I realized that the best teacher ever is neither a wise old man nor your school, but it's our own life. Simply because God knows us more than anyone else, and is going to teach us the lesson we need to know at the right time we need to know it, and in a way we never expected. Well, although it doesn't seem that life has taught much to a 23 years old girl, but I have learned that no matter how old you are, it's not about the number of birthdays you have celebrated so far, but it's about the attention you give to your everyday experience and situation, and how ready you are to pick up the lessons. So my life has bitten this old wise man and has taught me a phrase that by itself, it includes some lessons to be remembered. So my life has bitten the old wise man and taught me a phrase that by itself includes some lessons to be remembered. Alone, but do choose a creative life. What does this stand for? The first lesson that life has taught me, that you can dream, believe, and achieve without an old wise man in your life. And not only that, you still can do it without a very encouraging, caring, believing, and dreaming parents. Dreamer gene doesn't run in families. It doesn't exist. Although in most of the books we read or talks we hear, successful people do thank their parents for being supportive and for being always close. But on the other hand, we have seen those who have made it without their closest people's support. So if you have ever told yourself that my parents don't believe in me, they have never encouraged me, make sure that this is the biggest excuse. Because they might be not really interested on what you like, or they might not paying attention to what you are trying to impress them with, but something definite is that they want to be proud of you. And on the day celebrating your achievement later on, they're the first one to be there, to clap hands and drop tears. And just to prove for you, today, parents were the first one who arrived here. And as just Hatem said now, that his father now is the one who believed on him, because Hatem believed on his dream, so they really deserve to clap hands for them. One day, I was reading a book called What Father Didn't Tell Me About Life. And I was lucky enough that day that my father entered the room, read the title of the book, and left without saying a word. But I read from his face that he wanted to tell me, did I miss anything in teaching you or raising you up so that you needed to read this book? And my loud answer now is that no, this is not the answer why I read this book. I read this book that we are grown up enough that we should never miss any learning opportunity. And we should, at the same time, be mature enough to look at what our parents teach, do, spend, and instead of looking at what they don't do or what they don't say. Even if they forced you to join a college that you don't like. And I know that unfortunately, it's part of the Arabic culture. If you get 99% in your high school, you should end up in medicine or engineering. But even if this happened with you, this doesn't mean the end. There are unlimited number of ways that you can achieve your dream, just if you believe on it. Well, am I trying to say that we can really live alone and we don't need anyone's support? Not really. And here comes the second lesson that the old wise man didn't teach me, but life has did. But it's our job to surround ourselves with people who believe in what we believe in. And again, I'll refer to Hatem, that his friends, when they believed in him, he was able to make it. Simply by if you do everything you promise to do, this doesn't mean that people will trust you. It means that you are reliable. But when people will trust you, something remarkable will happen. That even if you will fall down, we feel that something, believing in you, believing on your beliefs, believing on your dream, will give you a hand. And when we are surrounded by these people, we are more confident to take risks. We are more confident to do experiments, to explore, because we know that someone will support us. So it's our job, guys, to choose our people, so take care. And now, let's go to the third lesson. Do not tell. I want you all to close your eyes for a moment. And I want you, and I want you to think of one of your biggest dreams. Imagine that you are about to do it now. Imagine that you are telling someone about it, and their congratulations and high image of you. Doesn't it feel nice to say it loud? Didn't you feel that you're one step closer to it? Well, bad news. Psychological tests proven that telling someone your dream or your goals makes them less likely to happen. So anytime you have a goal, you have to work for it. And ideally, you will not be satisfied until you start this work. But when you tell someone your goal, they have found that your mind is going to mistaken the feeling, mistaking the talking for the doing. So if you feel dissatisfaction, you are less motivated to work for it. We need something else to prove that. A study was done, an estimated number of 160 people. They have done an experiment in which all of them were asked to write down their goals. And then they were divided into two groups. One of them were asked to announce their commitments to their goals, and the other group to keep silent. And then they were given 25 minutes to work for their goals. And they've been told that you can stop at any time. And after that, surprisingly, those who kept silent worked the entire 25 minutes, and when they were asked afterward, they said that they still need a long way to achieve their dreams. Whereas those who announced it, they worked for 3 minutes on average, and they felt, okay, we are close to the goal. If this is true, what can we do? Every time you feel like announcing your goal, remember that your mind is going to mistaking the talking for the doing and will make you feel that it's already done. So next time you feel like saying your goal, what are you going to do? Exactly. Let's see what other lesson the old wise man didn't teach me, but life did. Life has taught me if I cannot choose my shoes, I cannot choose my path. Stop saying whatever as you like, it doesn't matter. Whenever you are offered something, especially when it comes to your goals and dreams, it's only you who has the right to decide. Do you know what is the biggest regret when people are dying? I wish I had lived the life I wanted to. And so I want you to remember something. If you want really to do something, no one can prevent you from doing it. Now, I want you to take a close look at this image. I chose this image as a reminder that no matter how set you may be now, no matter how immutable the path you are in, you still can change the directions. But I've mentioned earlier that sometimes parents and close people, they can have a great effect on our choices. So what to do? Remember something, that someone can let you change the path, take a longer way, make it harder for you, but no one ever can change your final destination. I hope that's clear now. Okay, and what's now? It's creativity. How many of you consider themselves creative? No, this is depressing. Come on, guys. Well, majority didn't raise their hands. The question is how to actually be creative. In order to answer this question, you should be creative somehow. One day, a colleague of mine told me that I'm not creative at all. I don't even know what I like. I don't draw, I don't lead, but I'm jealous from the people who do this sort of thing. And I wanted to say, no, wait, everyone is creative, everyone has some potential, blah, 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 blah. But I felt that my arguments were weak because I didn't have a theory to explain how could someone be really creative. So I kept searching about that and thinking about it, and I found that creativity is not really a perfect word, because you don't create something that is not there. That otherwise would be called innovation. But you are accepting something, looking at it, staring at it, and then say, okay, I can make this better. Creativity, it's not something to plan for, saying tonight, well, a creative idea is going to come to me, so I have to be prepared. At the same time, it's not something purely accidental by just walking on the street, well, a creative idea jumped into my mind. But it's something manageable somehow. Let's take an example. Imagine that you are in your classroom, waiting for someone or something, and you start staring at your pen. And then you ask yourself, what if I make it easier to use? Let's say something like this, for example. And then you ask yourself, okay, I can make it longer, I can make it shorter. Has anyone tried this before? So you'll be thinking about it and asking the question as if you are throwing the question in the air and someone is going to answer you from there. But the answer will never come if you don't ask first. And it's not only that. If you are not believing and feeling of the answer inside you, you're not going to find an answer. So we can say that successful people make the pen, regular people use it, but creative people makes it better and unique. So life has taught me that being creative is different from being the first, and I want you to remember this. So, what next? The last lesson that life has taught me is that no tablets to forget or succeed. And I guess only my friends now get what I'm saying. None of us has never been through hard times and have some bad memories that are reluctant to be forgotten. None of us never felt depressed. Once I told my friends that one day I'm going to prepare some tablets in which whenever you are feeling down, depressed, I mean legal tablets, by just by just swallowing this tablet, you will be fine. It will help you to decide whatever you want to decide. You will feel better. You'll forget whatever you want to forget. But when days go on, I realized that we don't really need such tablets. Do you know what we need? Is the decision of moving on. Life taught me that it does go on, and this will never happen automatically. You need to raise up and say, I don't care how hard is this. I don't care how disappointed I am. I will never let this get the best of me. And life does go on. Finally, as everyone does, I would like to thank someone very, very special. Do you know who? It's the non-existent old wise man who taught me that life is the best teacher. Thank you.